Hector stared at the box. Big, bright, and definitely not his style. It was a gift from Tio Luis, always trying to be the cool uncle. Inside, nestled in tissue paper, were the shoes. Shiny, black, pointy dress shoes for graduation. Hector made a face. Not these shoes. He wanted the ones all the other guys would be wearing. The cool ones. These were wrong. All wrong. He slammed the box shut, the cardboard echoing his frustration. "What's wrong, mijo?" Mama asked, her brow furrowed with concern. "Nothing," Hector mumbled, shoving the box under his bed. "Out of sight, out of mind. Maybe if he ignored them, they'd disappear." Dinner was quiet. A heavy silence hung in the air, thick as the tortillas Mama usually piled high. Not tonight. Tonight there were only two on his plate. "Hector," Papa began, his voice weary. "Your Tio Luis," he tried his best. "Things are tight." Hector knew. He saw it in the way Papa worked extra shifts at the plant, his hands calloused and stained. He saw it in Mama's tired eyes as she mended his worn-out clothes, making them last just a little longer. New shoes felt frivolous, selfish. "I know, Papa," Hector whispered, guilt twisting in his stomach. Graduation was a big deal, not just for Hector, but for his whole family. Tias would fly in from Texas. Abuela would make her famous tamales. It was a celebration, a testament to their hard work, their sacrifices, their dreams for him. He dreamt of their faces in the crowd, beaming with pride as he crossed the stage. He dreamt of making them proud. But the shoes, those awful shoes, kept snagging on his thoughts, threatening to unravel everything. How could he stand there, a symbol of their hope, wearing shoes that screamed of his shame? The box felt heavy, heavier than it should. It wasn't just cardboard and shoes anymore. It was the weight of their struggle, their love, their hopes. He imagined his parents scrimping and saving, sacrificing so he could have something new. And what was he doing, acting like a spoiled child, wanting more than what they could give? He thought of his abuela, her hands gnarled with age, working tirelessly to make the trip, to be there for him. Could he really disappoint them? Disappoint himself? "They're just shoes, man," Miguel said, shrugging. They were hanging out at the park, watching the younger kids play basketball. "They're not just shoes," Hector retorted, kicking at a loose pebble. Miguel, his best friend since kindergarten, knew about the shoes, the graduation, the everything. "Look," Miguel said, his voice softening, "what matters is you're graduating. Your family, they're proud of you. Shoes won't change that." Hector looked down at his own shoes, scuffed, faded, but comfortable. They held memories. Soccer games with Miguel, walks home with Elena, his first day of high school. They were a part of him, just like the dreams he carried. He thought about his papa, his work boots, worn but sturdy, carrying him through long days. He thought about his mama, her slippers faded from countless hours on her feet, taking care of them all. They wore their shoes with pride, with dignity. Couldn't he do the same? The lights were blinding, the applause was deafening. But all Hector could see were his parents' faces. Tears welled in his mama's eyes, her smile brighter than the sun. Papa stood tall, his chest puffed with pride. And Hector? He walked with his head held high, those shiny black shoes carrying him forward. He wasn't just wearing shoes, he was carrying their love, their sacrifices, their dreams. In that moment, the shoes didn't matter. What mattered was the love that surrounded him, the future that awaited. Later, at the celebration, Tio Luis clapped him on the back, a wide grin on his face. Hector smiled back, a genuine smile that reached his eyes. He understood now. It wasn't about the shoes. It was about the gesture, the love behind it. He looked around at his family, their faces flushed with joy, their voices a chorus of laughter and congratulations. He was surrounded by love, by support, by a sense of belonging that no pair of shoes could ever replace. He had everything he needed. Hector stood in front of the mirror, adjusting his tie. The shoes gleamed back at him. They weren't so bad, he realized. A little different, maybe, but not bad. He would wear them with pride, with the knowledge that they represented something bigger than himself. He was Hector, a graduate, a son, a friend. He was on his way, ready to face the future, carrying with him the lessons learned, the love received, and the memory of those shiny black shoes that had taught him more than he could have ever imagined. He stepped out the door, ready for whatever came next.